Hi there, welcome to my space. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do. Now, I want us to talk. I want us to have this conversation. The year 2023, an amazing year, and I believe it's even going to get more amazing. Don't allow ourselves to get stuck in the moments that we have experienced in the previous years, in the past years. So, welcome and have a seat. Yeah, have a seat and let us talk. So, if you look around you, if you observe even the universe, you get to realize that life is in constant motion. If you look around you, if you observe the universe, you're going to realize that nothing is stuck. Actually, everything is in constant motion, no matter how slow, but everything is in constant motion. If you look at the stars, if you look at the moon, if you look at the sun every day, rising on the east, moving during the day, and setting on the west, that shows that life is in motion. And maybe I should ask you this question: who are you to get stuck? If the earth itself is in motion, like I know that we read something on rotation, revolution, earth moving. The earth that we live in is moving, is in motion. Then who are you? Who are you not to move? Why do you want to get stuck where you are for years, for days, for decades? Why do you want to get stuck? Now, this, I think, is going to be my message for this year, that you should not get stuck. Don't allow yourself to get stuck in life happening, in life seasons, because I believe that life is seasonal and you have to move along with the season. If the cold season comes, we wear the jackets. If the rain comes, we remove our umbrellas, we wear our gumboots, we wear our boots. But when the sun comes, what do? Get rid of the raincoats, we put off our umbrellas, and then we wear light clothes. That is how life is. We should not allow ourselves to get stuck. And if you want to enjoy life, you must adjust to movements. You must move, always on the move. So I'm going to talk. And of course, if you remember here, you know that this channel we talk about golf, manenos, and today I want to talk to my sisters and to talk to anyone out there who is getting this message to tell you that you cannot get stuck. You must refuse to live on an experience. Yeah? Something happened years ago and you're still there. I want you to refuse to get stuck. For instance, don't get stuck on your employment. Don't get stuck on your job. Always purpose to grow, purpose to learn. If, for instance, you started off with your certificate, you started off with your diploma, maybe it's time you go for your diploma. Maybe it's time you go for your higher diploma. Maybe it's time you go for that degree. And if you started off with your degree, maybe it's time to go to your master's. Maybe even it's time for you to learn something new, to learn a new skill, to learn to develop on your skills. Maybe it's time, but you can't get stuck. Maybe you're comfortable where you are, and maybe you think that that employment will last forever. Maybe you're comfortable with your 50K salary. You're comfortable, and I'm here to tell you that that should not be the case. You ain't supposed to be comfortable with that 50K salary. Just an example though. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You should think of other things. Yes? How many times have we heard of empires, business empires collapsing? How many times have we seen business companies collapsing, going bankrupt? How many times? Not a few, of course. So many times. And most of the times, we see even the person who was sweeping in that company, in that organization, going home devastated. Because one of the mistakes that we usually do, you think that I will always be here. So this year I'm working in this organization. Next year I'll be here. 10 years after that I'll still be here. And that's a mistake. You should always be prepared for the next move. You can't afford to get stuck because even the economy right now, it's not the way it used to be some years back. So you need other sources of income. Like I remember the other day I was talking to my mom and I was telling her, Mom, do you know that the kasuku, I think that kasuku of potatoes that used to go for 15 shillings, quarter kg, the one that we used to buy at 15 shillings when I was young. Right now, we are buying the same kasuku for 65 shillings. Now, I hope you're getting what I'm saying. In this country, and not just in this country, things, the economy has gone way too high. And you can't afford to rely on your small salary. You have to think. You have to do other things. You must have some other side hustles. And maybe if you have not yet started on employment, maybe this is the best time to discover your other interests, to know where you can excel in before employment. But if you're already employed, maybe you can try. Even when you're still on your job, you can try other side hustles. Yes, it's time for you to go and buy a land there in the reserve, somewhere where no one can imagine that you can go. Go there, start your luck, start something, even if it's some cuckoo, yeah, some poultry farming. Try, just try doing something that can generate you extra income. Because really, right now, you can't afford to rely on that salary alone. You can't afford just to sit there and say, tomorrow I will be here, I'll be having the same salary. No, you need other sources of income to help you to survive in this economy. You can't get stuck. Okay? So let me share this. I think it's important. The other day I was watching Mwanamke Bomba, and at that time they were featuring a certain lady, Njeri wa Uji, yeah? Maybe you have come across her in the social media, on Facebook, on other platforms. Njeri wa Uji, a lady who started side hustle. Was just trying, like if you're starting a business, you usually don't know which one will stick. You just try your thing. You try this, you try that. By the time you are done with trying, you would have already found what can work for you. So Njeri wa Uji also started off trying this, trying that, and at the end of it all, she found her niche or niche, which was Uji. I remember her being asked, would you quit this job if you were to be employed again? If someone else would offer you the job that you studied, would you quit this job? And she was like, nah, no, it can never be me. I can't quit this job. Why? Through this job, I'm driving my own car, something that would have never happened, yeah, when I was still employed. And maybe this is the message to you. Sometimes you may be thinking, wow, like selling some things, selling smokies, selling eggs. It doesn't make sense, but try where you are. Some other people, they try with vehicles. Yeah, they have some matatus, one, two, three. They have boda bodas, one, two, three. But it all depends with who you are and where you are, your space. So start where you are and just try anything. Okay, you might you might start with you might start going to Gikomba, buying children's clothes. You try that one, it fails. That is, by the time you get your thing, you have messed up so many times. So, and it's okay. By the way, it's okay. It's okay to sell something. You start a kibanda, it collapses. Yeah, but go to the next thing. Don't get stuck. Don't say, business is not for me. Just because you sold a kibanda and it collapsed, and then you're like, business is not for me. No. If you sold hoods and you saw the hood thing, it's not working. No one is buying hoods from you. It's okay. Try selling socks. Mix them. Mix the socks. Mix the bras together with the underwears. And alas, there you are, making money. But you can't afford to get stuck. Okay? Don't sit there thinking that I'm comfortable. No. Maybe that job that you're doing, maybe it relies on your voice. So what happens when that day you lose your voice? What will happen when that day you will lose your voice? That day your bills won't get paid. Your child won't go to school. You won't have a meal on your table just because you lost your voice. And I'm not saying you're going to lose your voice. Hey, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is try to have other sources of income. Don't get comfortable. Don't sit there and think, I've made it. As long as I'm employed, as long as I'm with this company, as long as I'm with these organizations, I'm sorted. No, don't get stuck in your employment. And for my sisters and brothers in the Gulf, those who are in Qatar, in those hotels, those who are in Lebanon, in Arabs' houses, cleaning their houses, making food for their families, taking care of their children. Hey, don't also get stuck. Don't stay there thinking that, when I finish this contract, sorry, don't get stuck there. Don't think that, when I finish this contract, I had another 2 years. I had another 2 years. No, don't do that. Sometimes have a plan. Always have a plan. There will come a time you are aging. You will not forever be young. You're not going to be a youth. You're not going to be young for the rest of your life. You won't be having the same energy that you started with. Okay? Times, and I'm not saying this is what will happen, but you might even develop a chronic disease. Something which will bar you from going to those countries. You can't go there when you're not medically fit. So anything can happen in life. Everything always happens. Life always happens. So you can't afford to get stuck. You can't afford to think that I will always be in Saudi Arabia. I'm always going to be here. Yeah? This job, this Kadama thing, yeah, it's good for me. I'm going to be here. No. Have a plan. Have an exit plan. Always work with a plan. Always know that I can't be here forever. I can't be in this country forever. I have to go back home and think of ways to survive when I'm there. Actually, if you ask me, working in the Gulf is just like a stepping stone, something to help you to build onto something else. It's not supposed to be like something that you do for life. Like 2023, I'm in Saudi Arabia. 2027, I'm in Lebanon. No, it's not supposed to be that way. But again, it's your life, and you get to decide what to do with your life. I'm just telling you what I think it's helpful. Yeah, don't stay there thinking that I'm going to be always here in this country. So that's it. Have a plan, come back home, start something, struggle with it, survive with it, and that is how life is. You just have to learn your way to maneuver around life, and while you are at it, you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy life, you see. Jesus came so that we may have life and have it in abundance. And we can never have life in abundance if the only thing we do is go back, get stuck, go back to our failures, go back to the moments that we were down. If only we get stuck, mhm, we can never have life in abundance when we are